Avemetatarsalia is a clade name established by British palaeontologist Michael Benton in 1999 for all crown group archosaurs that are closer to birds than to crocodiles. It includes a similarly defined subgroup, Ornithodira. An alternate name is Pan-Aves, or all birds, in reference to its definition containing all animals, living or extinct, which are more closely related to birds than to crocodiles. Members of this group include the Dinosauromorpha, Pterosauromorpha, and the genus Scleromochlus. Dinosauromorpha contains more basal forms, including Largipetin and Marsuchus, as well as more derived forms, including dinosaurs. Birds, according to most modern scientists, belong to the latter as members of the theropods. Pterosauromorpha contains pterosauria, which as far as is known were the first vertebrates capable of true flight. Origin: birdline archosaurs appear in the fossil record by the Anisian stage of the Middle Triassic about 245 million years ago, represented by the Dinosauromorpha Asaurus. However, early Triassic fossil footprints reported in 2010 from the Wielkopolskie Mountains of Poland may belong to a more primitive Dinosauromorph. If so, the origin of Avemetatarsalia would be pushed back into the early Olenekian age, around 249 Ma. The oldest Polish footprints are classified in the genus Protodactylus and were made by an unknown small quadrupedal animal. Bird footprints called Sphingopus, found from early Anisian strata, show that moderately large bipedal Dinosauromorphs had appeared by 246 Ma. The tracks show that the dinosaur lineage appeared soon after the Permian-Triassic extinction event. Their age suggests that the rise of dinosaurs was slow and drawn out across much of the Triassic. Classification: in 1986, Jacques Gauthier defined the name Ornithodira for a branch-based clade including all archosaurs more closely related to birds than to crocodiles. In the same year, Gauthier also coined and defined a slightly more restrictive node-based clade, Ornithodira, containing the last common ancestor of the dinosaurs and the pterosaurs and all of its descendants. Paul Sereno in 1991 gave a different definition of Ornithodira.An in which Scleromochlus was explicitly added. It was thus potentially larger group than the Ornithodira of Gauthier. In 1999, Michael Benton concluded that Scleromochlus was indeed outside of Gauthier's original conception of Ornithodira, so he named a new branch-based clade for this purpose, Avemetatarsalia, named after the birds, the last surviving members of the clade, and a metatarsal ankle joint that was a typical character of the group. Avemetatarsalia was defined as all Avasuchia closer to Dinosauria than to Crocodilia. In 2005, Sereno stated the opinion that Ornithodira was not a useful concept, whereas Avemetatarsalia was. In 2001, the same clade was given the name Pan-Aves, coined by Jacques Gauthier. He defined it as the largest and most inclusive clade of archosaurs containing aves but not crocodilia. Gauthier referred to aves, all other Dinosauria, all pterosauria, and a variety of Triassic archosaurs, including Largipetus and Scleromochlus, to this group. In a 2005 review of archosaur classification, Phil Center attempted to resolve this conflicting set of terminology by applying strict priority to names based on when and how they were first defined. Center noted that Ornithodira, the earliest name used for the total group of archosaurs closer to birds than to crocodiles, should be the valid name for the group and have precedence over later names with identical definitions. such as Avemetatarsalia and Pan-Aves. While this has been followed by some researchers, others have either continued to use Avemetatarsalia or Ornithodira, or have followed center only reluctantly. Mike Taylor, for example, noted that, while center is correct in stating that Ornithodira has priority, this is undesirable because it probably excludes the eponymous family Ornithodira, and questioned the utility of using priority before the phylocode is implemented to govern it. In fact, the name Ornithodira may be illegal under the phylocode because it does not include its eponymous taxon as part of its definition. Cladogram after Nesbit.